Before we get into the podcast, make sure to check us out on Facebook and Instagram at This Strange World Podcast, and on Twitter at This Strange Pod.
Welcome back to This Strange World Podcast. I'm Chris.
I'm Leah.
And I'm Gavin, and today Leah's got some fun topics for us. I only know a little bit about it. I feel like every time I do this section of the intro, I always say, I only know a little bit about it, but I feel like that's the whole podcast. Is that only one of us knows?
We go into every episode like that. Like, one of us is a pro and the other one's like...
That's the whole thing.
It's making you, Gavin, seem like you don't know a whole lot about anything.
It really is. At this point, I could probably make a compilation of just me being like, I don't know a lot about this topic, and then introducing the topic. So today's episode, Leah has brought to us a long list of 19, I think, strange phone applications. So I'm sure it's a list of maybe games or just general apps. We'll short it to apps, but they're phone. Are they all phone applications, or are they like computer or just phone?
I feel like that's for your judgment. I feel like you kind of be the judge for that. Okay. Yeah. Right. I also we do have little guests on.
Oh yes, you're totally right.
We have my friend Reilly. He's good. Reilly, do you want to introduce?
Hi guys, my name is Reilly. I'm actually pretty excited. This is the first time I'm actually doing a podcast, so it's brand new for me, so we'll see how this goes.
Well, welcome, Reilly. We're so glad to have you on This Strange World.
So basically Reilly will react to like whatever I have, or maybe he'll read some of the stuff off. We'll see how it goes. We'll wing it.
Oh, for sure. We always bring it. You know what I love? Chris, if there's one thing that I love, what is it?
Off script.
Off script. That's the correct answer.
Wait, Gavin, you gotta do the off script kind of thing.
Off script. I'll make a sound effect that I can put in for whenever we go off script. Love that. All right, Leah, why don't you just jump right in with the first app? I'm very interested to hear which ones you came up with.
Yeah. Okay, so some of them are like games, but some of them are just like apps that you'd have on your phone. So the first one is basically every flashlight app. Your phone is 95, I'd say 98% of the time is going to come with a flashlight app. So why would you kind of need another one? But basically, there's no reason to really ever download a flashlight app, especially since according to a 2014 report from Person, it said that they only really exist to harvest your personal information for various marketing purposes.
Really?
Wait, what?
Wait, hold on. Where was this survey from?
Can
we go back?
What?
Did you say the survey was from a person?
It's from a person.
So I'm gonna exactly read the sentence, especially since, according to a 2014 report from Wired. Okay, my bad. From Wired. I don't know if it's like a magazine or something.
I think it is.
A person still did it, but that they mostly exist just to get your personal information.
Well, here's the thing that I think about the flashlight apps is I'm pretty sure on at least old iPhones, there wasn't a flashlight option. That it was really just like it was.
I remember that.
Yeah, you would need like an app to basically turn on your camera flash, and it would just keep it on. But there was no button for it. This was like pre-button. I don't know why those apps still exist. Probably to harvest data, but
probably to pick on the people that don't know that you can actually use a flashlight application. Some people are like, they just got their new iPhone because they had the iPhone 3, then they upgraded to the 11, so they don't know that they have.
That's true. That could be it.
True.
That could honestly be it.
Fun fact, I actually knew a lady back in 2016 that still had the iPhone 3GS and was using that phone full time. I don't know how the heck she was able to do it, but she was.
2016?
Kudos, man.
2016.
Wow.
That came out like what, 2008, 2009?
Yeah, something like that.
2007 was when the first iPhone came out, so like around then.
Yeah, you know
Like,
what's even
that's
crazier about
insane.
that is I heard that she got it in 2015, so she must have gotten quite a deal on it.
Oh, jeez, they probably gave
It
it to her.
probably.
$10
You're probably
bucks.
right about that.
Yeah,
I
it's
found this
so...
in my sock drawer. Here you go.
Yeah, it's definitely a strange umbrella of like applications of just like you'd think if someone was like, all right, I want to make an app, and they're like, I wonder if any flashlight apps exist, and then they see that there's like a lot, you think that would have just like they would after like
Oh
the
my
second
God.
guy who made an app or girl was probably just like, oh, there's already one, all right, I don't need to do it, and then that's the end of the conversation. But here we are.
I mean, like, my dad was one of the people. He had like the Samsung Galaxy Note 3, something like that, and he had a flashlight app. And I'm like, Dad, literally just run your finger from the top of your phone screen to the bottom and click on the little flashlight icon. There you go. He's like, that's too difficult. Like, Dad, are you serious? Like, oh my gosh. Okay, so the next application is Google Maps. Google makes a lot of really useful stuff, and the Maps app has been a long time gold standard on any smartphone. But when you're signed into Google, it knows where you are, where you've been, where you're gonna go. And this is true. Like, it's really scary. Whenever I go play tennis with my dad every day, I'm in my car, and the second I turn on my car, Google powers on and is like, oh, you're going to go to your swim club because you're going to play tennis because every day around this certain time, you go to your swim club. And it freaks me out.
That is creepy.
That is creepy, but I will like at that point I would let them have my data because Google Maps versus like Apple Maps or even Waze. My parents love Waze, but I don't like Waze. I'm a big fan of Google Maps in terms of mapping services because Apple Maps, I don't know how much they've improved, but they were not well in the beginning.
I like Waze because, first of all, Waze kind of is on your side, I feel like, when Google Maps isn't really on your side when it comes to like certain things,
They'll tell you
aka
like where
12.
police are.
But like, yeah, that's why I like Waze.
Right, yeah.
And it tells you like where roadkill are, or if there's something on the road. So I just think when it comes to alerts and stuff like that, Waze is a little bit better. So that's my opinion. That's
Yeah.
my personal.
I do have a funny story about Waze. So for my job, I have to sometimes drive a truck because I deliver piping to
Trucker
a lot of work
Chris.
sites. Yeah.
Big trucker.
And when I first started driving the truck, I would use Waze as like the direction thing, and that would work for the most part until I had to drive into Boston. And then so the Waze took me the roads that are like for cars. And so I got into Boston, and every single road was no trucks, no trucks, no trucks. And I was stuck in the middle of Boston with this big truck that I couldn't go anywhere because every road was no trucks. So I eventually just had to like say like, all right, screw it. I'm driving down a no truck road, and it was going onto the highway, and I would go through tunnels where the truck, I think, cleared the tunnel by like 5 inches, I think.
Oh my goodness.
So I almost crashed a truck on the highway because I was using Waze instead of Apple Maps. So now I only use Apple Maps when I'm driving the truck.
Does Apple Maps have a trucker option or like trucks?
No, but I can choose like, I know you can do it on Waze too. You can choose where you want to go, but Apple Maps usually the default is usually just highways, and so that's I do it quick and I just go just on the highway straight because there's no problem with having a truck on the highway.
Yeah, wow, that's
So
I never thought about that.
I feel like with like those apps, like, so I live near a parkway, and as you know or should know, that buses and trucks are not allowed on parkways, RVs, whatever. They're not allowed. So I see a lot of RVs and a lot of big like 16-wheeler trucks pulled over on the side of the small, slim parkway. And literally, I don't know if they're using Waze. I don't know if they're using Google Maps. I don't know what they're using. But if the driver is somehow ignoring the directions that are in the navigational system and going on the parkway, it's like, don't do that. Or like, fix the settings so if you're driving a truck that you won't end up on a parkway pulled over by the cops with like, 3-6 cops there.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. No, but like seriously, it's like so often that I see an RV van just pulled over on the side of the road by like 2 cops.
What is the best Maps app to use for that situation? Is there a trucking Maps app?
If you're a really if you're a really big like 18-wheeler trucker, they have an app that you use that tells you trucking routes. so you don't have a problem that I had when I went into Boston.
Oh, that's definitely smart.
It's like a special,
Well,
like it tells you, like you put in like the height. I think you put it in like the height of your truck or something, and they tell you like don't go down this road because there's on one road there's a
that's
bridge
smart,
that the
yeah.
clearance is 12. Yeah.
All right, I think we got a
So-
little sidetracked. So
Yeah,
let's
let's
move
move
on
on
to
to
the
the
next-
third
okay.
app.
So the next one is the fidget spinner. Now in 2017, I feel like or 2016 or something, fidget spinners in my high school were like the thing. So now you can get yourself Now you can get yourself a fidget spinner app. And now the fidget spinner provides a virtual fidget spinning experience where you swipe left or right to spin a virtual spinner and collect points.
I may or may not be downloading this app as we speak.
Collect points how? By spinning it?
Fidget spinner.
Literally
Fidgeting?
just like clicking your finger. That's
Yeah,
it.
just that.
Oh
How
my
do you
god.
collect points in this game?
So easy. I
How-
honestly might as well buy that
Oh
game.
Have you looked
My
up
God.
The
how
only
many?
game I'll be able to beat.
Have you looked up how many fidget
Okay.
spinner apps there are? Like, is it a large market?
Yeah, is it a large market?
I
It's
don't
only
know.
one.
There's probably a lot.
There's
I'd
got to be
imagine.
more than one.
There's got to be more
There's
than that.
probably like 100 of them.
Yeah.
So the next one is the electric shaver. Now this one is easily one of the most purposeless apps on my list. The electric shaver displays a picture of a shaver on your smartphone screen with the live camera view as the background. The app even imitates the sound of the hair trimmer, complete with vibration. Oh my gosh. You can choose the color and the thickness of the hair that falls as well.
That is by far the dumbest app I've ever heard of my
I
life.
can think of one use for that app, and that would be to prank people. If you like go up behind them and then turn it on so that they hear the shaving noise, and if you put your phone like against their head, that's the only use that I can think of for that app. That's reasonable.
Yeah, you're
Mhm.
probably right about that.
Yeah. There's been videos
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
Like prank videos, but like besides that, it's not like it actually shaves.
No.
Unless-
But just gives you, if you're sleeping and then your friend does that and you hear that sound, it gives you the anxiety that you've lost a big patch of your hair.
True.
So the next app is called Poop Log. Chris, this one.
Oh! I got a story about
Hold
this.
on.
Wait,
Let me
hold
continue.
on. So this one, Chris, is literally right up your alley.
Why
It's a
buy
one-of-a-kind-
Allie?
Oh, no.
Yo, describe this app so I can talk.
It is a one-of-a-kind app. Poop Log lets you track and evaluate your bowel movements from location and photos to color content. It lets you log everything, even prior discomfort in the urgency level.
Okay.
All right, let me. All right, Leah is dying. She can't talk.
Wow.
It's also glitching out. So this Poop Log app, was it called Poop Log?
Yeah.
Let me tell you why it's not one of a kind. Because I have an app on my phone right now called Poop Map. And let me tell you something about this. It sounds very similar. You just drop your poop. You can rank it. You can put a little description. I got it right before quarantine. Not knowing quarantine was going to happen. I was like, oh, you'll see all the different locations that I take a poop. But then it started to become just a lot of my house. And I was like, I'm over it.
What's the point?
I mean, you could see how often you poop. Or
I
where
feel
you
like
poop.
if you're, I feel like
What do you?
I don't know.
yeah, but if you're like sick or something, I feel like in a way that app can be helpful. As hilarious as that app is, I feel like for like health reasons, if someone needs it, it could be helpful. But man, that's
What do
nasty.
you do with
No,
this
I'm telling you,
information
this
then?
app. The app at least that I use. This is total. I mean, it's kind of TMI, just the fact that I use the app, but I highly recommend it. They have leagues. You can be in leagues of how many times you poop, of people taking poops. It's great. I fully support this app. I don't think it's
Okay.
ridiculous.
All right.
I love it. I'll be the
I just
spokesperson
don't
for
know.
it.
So,
I mean, I stopped
so
using
yeah,
it.
I have a story about that. So my teammates decided right before like our championship meet, we would get it, and all of us got it. We all followed
my
each other,
God.
and you remember
Oh.
this. You remember this, and it was so funny because everyone had the same description, and some of them were literally the funniest thing I have ever
Oh,
seen.
that's so funny.
And oh my god, it was so funny.
Oh my
One of them
God.
was like a little spotty, but pretty
Ew.
nice.
Okay. All right.
Stop. Okay.
Did you
So
compete?
sorry if you're eating something and you're listening to this one.
Was that a competition to see like how many different places you could poop or how often you poop? Like,
It was kind of like who can make the most bowel movements
Oh,
at least
yo,
in like a day. I think the most was like 8.
in a
Ew,
day?
Let's
That's
talk
dope.
about.
Jeez, that's a
Yeah,
lot
in
for
a
a
day.
day.
8. Yeah,
Yo, I
tell
think
me about it.
someone
My
needs
friend
to-
Spencer.
Spencer needs to get that checked out. That or he's lying.
Spencer, are you okay?
There's also no confirmation. Like, it's not like that's true. He could just be pressing it. There's no. It's not like he's taking pictures of it or like.
Well, I see him every day, so he always tells us the truth. He wouldn't say no.
Okay,
I mean,
this is too gross.
obviously-
I'm about to throw up.
Obviously, you don't see him enough because it sounds like he's in the bathroom all day pooping.
Wow.
That was good.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
All right, we can move on.
All right, next one.
Yes, please. The next one is called metal detector. As the name suggests, metal detector
wonder what this
measures
app
the
is.
right? Metal detector measures the magnetic field using your smartphone's embedded magnetic sensor. All you need to do is launch the app, move it around, and it will show the fluctuating magnetic field levels based on metal in the surrounding areas.
Wait, does that work?
All right, here's my
that
question.
Probably not.
How does it? What is it actually judging it on? Because obviously there's no metal detector on an iPhone. So like, I wonder, is it like is it a
Exactly.
light thing? Is it a guess? Like, or is it just like random? Or does it actually?
I feel like it's one of those like ghost app that people get where like it uses like VR kind of, and like you wave your
And it's
phone around the
complete
room
fake.
and see
Yeah.
it. Exactly, yeah. Okay, so the next one is called Hodor Keyboard Light. Game of Thrones fans will immediately recognize the name of this app. Those who don't watch Game of Thrones, Hodor Keyboard Light is inspired by the character named Hodor in the series. What's interesting is that this keyboard app lets you type nothing but the word Hodor. Once installed, first of all, I already go insane with autocorrect. I could not get
That
this
is
app.
actually, that is incredible. That's so
What's
clever.
the point, though?
Well, the character in the
What's
show only says Hodor. It's the only thing he says.
Yeah,
never
but
seen
there's
the show.
more.
That's like a Groot app
There's
where you
more.
could just type, "This is I am Groot."
Groot. This is Groot. I am Groot. Exactly. So once the app is installed, it has to be configured just like any other keyboard via the language and input method option on your smartphone settings. But you can even long press for maximum Hodor, swipe left to unhodor, and more.
Wait, so is it that there's a keyboard that only has the letters Hodor, or is it just one button that's Hodor?
I think it's like a keyboard, and then you can try and write a word, but the only word you'll get is Hodor.
Oh,
So
that you can
I don't
type
know. I don't have
anything?
the app, but
I think I might
I
download
think
that right
so.
as we speak because I.
you want to try that, Gavin? Yeah, why don't you try that?
I'm gonna
I'll talk
get
about
it.
the next one.
I'll
Let-
get back to you.
Okay, cool. So we'll just move on to the next one. This one's kind of gross in my opinion. I'm not a big smoker person, but I mean, this app exists. This one is called virtual cigarette smoking. Just like the name suggestion, virtual cigarette smoking displays a virtual cigarette on your smartphone screen, and it lets you pretend that you are smoking one. You can even blow on your smartphone to make the cigarette burn faster.
Ugh.
It's not even like.
What's
you-
the point?
It's like the it feels. You know what? I can't even. I can't make an argument for it. That makes no sense. It just makes no sense.
It's so stupid.
Also, phones are so dirty. Like if you're putting your mouth on or near your
Mhm.
phone, that's disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
Did you say, Leah, the more you blowed the thing, like, the more
Mhm.
smoke would come out? That's stupid.
It's probably like
Yeah.
a sound thing, or like just when it hears
Yeah.
it in the microphone.
It's I was gonna say it's probably something in the microphone.
Yeah.
It's a novelty app. It's like, oh, look what I have. I have this app, and then you show your friends, and then they're like, "Why'd you get this app? This is stupid."
All these novelty apps sound like high school final projects in a app making class, or like something you make in Scratch. Did you guys ever do
Yeah.
Scratch?
Scratch.
Do we do
What was
Scratch? I
Scratch?
don't
You never
think
did
so.
Scratch? Well, for those of you listening who don't know what Scratch is something you do in like elementary school. I feel like it was, I don't know how long lived it was, but it was like you just drag and drop stuff, and it was like programming, but very simple. And I feel like I did it in elementary school.
That's
I
cool.
don't know how good your elementary school was. I guess they had us programming,
Please,
big
Jesus.
STEM.
I mean, my school district is pretty messed up, so
I mean,
we don't have fun.
obviously we know how well that STEM training worked because I majored in television. So, you know,
So they really did a good
Ew.
it
job.
really did a number on me. Yeah, it's a
Yeah, were
novelty app.
you able to download that Hodor app?
Yeah, the only app I was able to find was an app called Talk with Hodor, which it's like, which you're never going to guess what it is. It basically looks like a messaging app, and you can say whatever, but the only response is a bunch of text messages saying Hodor. So it's like a
That's
fake messaging
amazing.
app.
So
It's
you're
got-
actually talking.
Hodor.
Exactly.
Like,
That's
geez, wow.
exactly what it is. But I can't find the keyboard. So I don't know. Maybe it got taken
Maybe
off the
it
App
doesn't
Store.
exist anymore. I don't know. Or maybe like it's an Android app, and sometimes Android apps aren't on Apple Store.
True.
So
Yeah.
the next one is called "Will You Marry Me?" Okay, now pretty sure this one is just a joke and stuff, but what if it isn't? If you think every proposal has been done, that originality is now impossible, then why not be the first person on the planet to ask the love of your life to marry you by jabbing a glowing mobile phone into their faces and asking them either to tap yes, that you will marry them, or tap no, saying you will not marry them?
The awkwardness if they hit no and the guy turns his phone back around and it just says like a big red screen that says no.
Yeah, I imagine it being like, in Kahoot. I don't know why I'm doing all these references all of a sudden to old games, but I assume you guys play Kahoot. But
Yeah.
you know how on Kahoot, when you get it correct, you get it like a bright green screen, or you get it wrong, you get a bright red screen. So I imagine, because I mean, he has his phone, he or she, whoever's proposing, has their phone facing away from them. So I would just love to see, like Chris said, if they press no, like the whole thing light up red on this person's face that they just proposed to, so that like that's how they see if it's a green light on their face or a red light.
Yeah, that'd be very interesting.
So I just downloaded the app.
Oh my
And-
goodness, already.
I said no, and the thing that popped up was an advertisement that came up that was like, it's you know how like when you have an old free game, like advertisements come up and stuff. And now I'm hitting no and it doesn't go away. You just hit no a bunch of times and then you hit yes, and then I don't know what's happening. There's nothing. It's just yes, no. No comes up on the screen, but yes doesn't. So I don't know. And then you have an option to pay to remove ads on this app.
Yeah, there's a surprising amount of ratings for this app, and the first rating that I see is 1 star from TempKitty620. Said, dumb. And then they said, this game is so horrible because it won't let you click no and has all the dumb ads.
That's what I just said.
Temp Kitty, we agree. Don't worry.
Okay.
This is one more before we go. There's a 5-star rating that says, I really appreciated being able to use this app to fill the lonely hole in my heart after my ex-girlfriend said no to my proposal. Screw you, Samantha.
Oh.
Wow. Let's hope that's genuine.
I don't know.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know whether that's a joke or not.
It's good for saving money on the real ring. Use this app, then buy the real one if she says yes.
Yeah. Okay. So the next app is called Hold On. This app costs.
Wait, is this app called Hold On, or you're telling us to hold on while you first say how much it costs?
This app is literally called Hold On.
Mhm.
Like the name is.
Got it.
Okay. So this app you have to pay for, and you basically press a button for as long as you can, and that's it. That's the game.
You pay
That's
for
the
that?
app. You pay for that.
You
How
have
much
to pay to just press a button.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's dumb.
And it's probably like 99 cents because it looks like somewhere else it's around 99 cents, but
Yeah, I
Yeah.
found 2
Wow.
similar apps. I guess it's a good idea for us to be looking these apps up as we go along.
Oh, I'm holding on to the button. I didn't have to pay anything. It was
Yeah,
free when I did
I
it,
see
but
there's 2 apps I see that have that similar concept. They both look free, but one of them has 4 stars.
Oh, Oh my god, the box moves.
Oh.
The box
So
moves.
it's like a game, so you have to
Oh.
track the box with your finger. So like
But
I'm
this
holding
the
it.
one that I'm looking at. I'll try and describe it to you guys. It basically looks like, when you first log into your Snapchat, you have that login kind of screen and it says login, create a new account kind of. It basically looks like that for the entire app. It has a big button in the center, a big gray button that just says hold on, and above the hold on button is a timer, and then you have a reset button above the timer. So that is the game.
Oh, this is a different app then.
Riveting. I think it looks like there's a bunch of them with a similar concept.
Yeah. But I would not pay $1 for that. No, thank you.
No.
Okay.
Not at all. Not worth it.
And for that reason, I'm out.
So the next one is called Taxi Hold'em. Tired of waiting for a cab? Tilt your iPhone to flash a taxi sign. Make that cab stop just for you.
Wait, you just flick your hand up to get a taxi, though.
Oh, but
no. For this reason, for this purpose, you get an app with the big words taxi across the screen, and you just hold it up. So yeah, you're basically doing the same thing, just with the word taxi.
they have a different version. You want to hear a different version of that app that I think is a little more popular?
Mm-hmm.
Uber. I don't know what the point of a taxi app that just holds it out.
Well,
I mean, in the city though, like when you live in New York City,
but you
like
just hold up. You just step in the street and hold up your hand. I mean, I guess you're short.
I think it would be useful if you had an iPad. Okay,
True.
if you had a phone,
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see someone with a laptop use that. I think that should be iPad laptop.
That would be funny. Here.
Exactly.
I've had trouble. I'm not gonna lie. I have had trouble in the city getting taxis. There have been people literally, they've had their lights on and there's no one in the car and they just like blatantly ignore me, and it's rude, but like, don't do that. Be nice. And you could get a very, very nice tip from me. So you might want to rethink that.
Yeah, maybe
if only
get the app.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry. I was just going to say get the app. Exactly.
If only I'm imagining someone, like, you probably look like a dork when you're like, no, I got an app for this. And you hit the button that just says taxi and you raise your phone up in the air. And the person next to you is like,
well,
okay.
What if it's like a foggy day and like you can adjust the brightness on your phone screen? And that's just getting too analytical. I just want to move on.
Okay, hold on.
No, we're not moving on. We're not moving on.
Yourself.
Yeah, no. I would love to see two Wall Street executives.
If it's a foggy day, how the hell are they gonna see it?
Because it's light.
Look at me. I'm adjusting the brightness. Exactly. There you go. Because Gavin said, because it's light.
Here's the problem, though. When you have like somewhat of like a high, say if you have your high beams on your car, it's harder to see when you have your high beams when you hold up your screen. So if you pull your screen up to a brighter thing, it's gonna be, they can't see it.
On strobe light.
True. I wonder if there's a strobe option. That's a good point. I just want to see like two Wall Street executives coming out of a meeting, and one of them's like, "Oh, we got to get uptown or wherever Wall Street executives go," and then the other one goes, "Oh, don't worry, I have an app to get us a taxi," and he's like, "Oh, you have Uber or Lyft?" And he goes, "No."
No.
Whips out this bad boy, taxi. He's like, "We're grown men. Why are we doing this?"
Oh my god. I'm gonna pay for dance.
We can move on. Okay,
the next one is called I Am Rich. Now this, I do want to
read. Is that a question or is that a statement? Like, is that just the iPhone developer being like, the app developer being like, I am rich.
I am rich.
Okay, so this one.
Why don't you catch your breath and then explain what it is?
Okay, so this app was released on August 5th, 2008. And I'm going to read the whole description because I honestly think this is a very funny description.
I would expect
you might have
less.
you might have to bleep out a word or two, but shouldn't be too hard. Anyways, the I Am Rich app was created so rich heads had yet another tangible means of showing other people how much of a rich head they were. At $999.99. It represented the maximum any developer can charge on the App Store, and again, was only for dickheads who had too much money. If you are one of those heads, which there were 8 people who had purchased the app. So apparently 8 heads.
How much does this app cost?
It cost $1,000.
$1,000, and does it do anything, or does it just say?
So here's the thing. I'm gonna keep reading a little more.
Keep going.
If you were one of the apparently 8 heads that did lay down just short of the $1,000 for the app before it was yanked down by Apple, what you received in return was a little red orb on the screen. Nothing more, just a little red head orb. You have to hand it to the creator, Armin something. I'm not going to say his last name because I don't know how. Because his faith in heads meant he pocketed $5,600 in 24 hours.
For just a picture of a red orb on your screen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I wish I was that smart.
Yeah, that's definitely work smarter, not harder, I guess.
And I'm literally looking at the app right now. It's literally like a black background app with a circle, with a red circle glowing white on the side. What do you think?
It kind of looks like a blueberry.
Does the orb have text?
Yeah, but red. It looks like a blueberry that's red. It literally the orb literally looks like a blueberry that's red.
I guess.
So
Yeah.
just,
yeah. I see that.
Is it just a ball, or is there like stuff on it?
Yeah,
it
it's
literally
just
just
a
looks
ball.
like a ball, and then there looks like a pentagon that's in the middle.
Yeah.
So my question about this thing is, though, okay, so if you have a useless app like this, you don't really go off and like show like, oh, look at everyone, like, look, I got this app. So you're really only telling yourself that you're rich, because who looks at other people's phones and like looks at their apps and stuff?
I mean, when like Chris, sometimes I'll borrow your phone, or sometimes I'll borrow Reilly's phone because I need to like check on Instagram something. Yeah, I'm that person, people. That's my life. But like,
what, that you log into other people's phones?
but like sometimes like people need to borrow other people's phones to like check certain things or call people, and so yeah, they might actually see the little red head orb on the phone screen.
True. I would want that to be my home screen if I got that app. Like, people are gonna know.
I'm rich.
Exactly.
Yeah, guys, I'm rich. I paid $1,000 for just a red orb on my screen. Yeah.
The next app that I have is called I Am Important. So what you're looking at here is an app that literally creates an entirely fake life for yourself. Fake contacts, fake events, and fake notifications.
Wait, what is this app
and
called?
You can I Am Important.
Okay, continue.
I mean, like, yeah,
That's
okay. So
cool.
basically, you can even let it post to your Facebook page so your friends, of which you definitely have none if you're downloading this app, can see how important you are. You must make use of this feature, though, because otherwise, unless you volunteer to have your phone stolen, there is no way of anyone but you knowing about this newfound socialite status. It's almost as if the app is a little bit pointless.
At first, when you started to explain that, I thought it was going to be like, have you guys ever heard of the game BitLife?
No.
And I've tried to play it, and I literally...
It's like you kind of like click through, it like gives you a life of like a person, and you keep clicking every year, and you can like just make decisions and stuff. At first I thought it was gonna be like that, but the fact that it applies to your life and you can like put in your Facebook and stuff, that's interesting. Like, I wonder how many people have used that app and been successful, or how many have used it and been obviously not successful.
Oh.
People are like, not that interesting.
So the next one, that's so sad. Okay, but the next one is called Is It Dark Outside? This app does the most wonderful job of telling you if it is dark outside or not. Okay, let me just say before I continue that this app could be helpful if you had like LASIK eye surgery and you don't really have a person to tell you the time of day or if it's sun out or if the sun's out or not. But basically, this is especially useful if you're a fish living in an underwater cave. Actually, even if you were that, it would make sense to just look at the clock and figure out the time by yourself. Like, what is the whole point of this app? So, in the end, this app literally does nothing except shout yes or no when you ask, is it dark outside?
I'm pretty sure.
Or you could just look at your window.
Yeah.
No, that's too much effort. I'm pretty sure there's different websites similar to that. Like, I think there's a website that's like, is it Tuesday or is it Thursday or like something like that. Like I'm pretty sure there's websites like that where it's like, again, like a novelty app or a website or something like that.
I just like don't. I don't see the point of
I
it.
wonder.
I mean, again, if you have LASIK, fine, and you don't have anyone to tell you and help you.
Yeah,
and
but if you have
stuff, then
LASIK, you're not going to be seeing anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, but that's why it tells you. That's why if you ask it, is it dark outside, it'll reply yes or no.
Why do you need
get
to
on the
know?
app in the first place?
It's not like you can
Okay.
see anyway. It's going to be dark.
I'm gonna move on. Not really on my point.
I wonder if it says, does it say the specific sunset of like if the sun is setting or what time the sun is setting or like rising? Because that could be helpful.
I don't know. I didn't really see anything like
Gotta
that,
look
but
that up
probably.
now. What is this app called? Is it sunny out?
Is it dark outside?
Is it
The dark outside. Okay, so the next app is called
Hold on,
Yo.
I'm so sorry to stop you, but I found the app. And
you did.
Is the dark outside?
yeah. So it does say
looking.
the sunrise and sunset. It also has isitdarkoutside.com. And it says the date, time, longitude, latitude of where you are. But for the most part, it does just kind of say a big yes or no. And you can have it in your little not notification center. The other thing where you have all the, if you swipe to the left on an iPhone homepage, you can put it in there.
Homepage. Your
And
apps
it'll
and stuff.
say, is it dark outside? Yes or no. I might get that.
Yeah.
It has Apple Watch apps. I don't have an Apple Watch, but
It does.
If
It
I
does
had an
tell you
Apple
your
Watch.
latitude and longitude, which I think is helpful. It tells you your
Yeah.
coordinates.
oh, it does say, yeah,
But
information.
again, it's tracking where you are, so it's kind of like a throwaway.
Everything's tracking where you are, but it does say information for blind users. If you have voiceover enabled, you just tap the middle of it and it says yes or no. So I can understand. Okay, all right. I get it.
Okay, so the next one is called The Little Application That Does Nothing. As the name suggests, this app does absolutely nothing at all. By nothing, I want to clarify that it does nothing at all. There are no animations, no sound effects, no text or rewards. It's nothing but a screen that taunts you over what you're doing with your life.
What's it called?
It's called The Little Application That Does Nothing. But might I mention that there has been an update on this app, but with this newer updated version, it does absolutely nothing at all too.
So what is it? Just a blank screen?
I guess, yeah. That's kind of what the picture looked like. The picture basically looked like it was really blurry, but it looked like it just was like a blue background with the name of the app in the center of the screen.
That's it.
Maybe, if that, because I think it said no text stuff. So
well, also it's not just the little app, or what was it? What was the name of it?
the little
application that does nothing. It's the little application that does nothing.
Oh, there's no
it
G?
takes up your face. So it does something.
There's no G.
No. I forgot to add the G.
It takes space? Take some space? Is that what you said? That's the purpose?
So that's what the application does. No, that's just my
Take away from it?
Takeaway, correct. Okay, so now we have 3 left.
Fantastic.
And this one is called By Harmonica, or just Harmonica. It didn't really say like the exact name of the app, but I'm just gonna go with By Harmonica. So with this app, you pop your iPhone into your mouth and impress no one with annoying harmonica sounds. So basically, you're blowing into the phone, making horrible sounds.
That just, you can't adjust like a harmonica has multiple like holes and stuff you blow into, but then you just have one microphone.
So let me say, it does actually look like you can adjust the
like the
like,
pitch.
you know when the harmonica has like the holes and stuff, you can adjust the pitch. Yeah.
I wonder if it's a tapping thing or like how hard you blow it or into your microphone.
Imagine doing that with the dog whistle.
Oh god. I don't mess around with those. I don't like those.
Oh my god! You know how mad some of those pooches would be.
True.
Right now, I have 2 very good apps left, but I'm trying to figure out which one should be the best one to save for last. I think I'm gonna do. Should I save that one for last?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So this one is gonna be an honorable mention. Flappy Bird. Now let me tell you how.
Oh,
I don't know how
Do
many
not
people.
disrespect Flappy Bird.
Do not spit on Flappy Bird. But go ahead.
Let me tell you something. No. Let me tell you something. First of all, I had Flappy Bird, right?
Everyone
and I
did.
was pretty good. I got to like 123, something like that. But one day I just couldn't beat my high score, and I literally threw my phone onto the ground, and I broke my phone. It would not turn on. It would not work. So Flappy Bird cost me a phone, and I'm very upset about that because that was a very good phone.
Did I tell you the funny story that happened about Flappy Bird that happened this year to me, Leah? I think you probably heard of it. We were filming something for the studio production class, and we were doing like an intro, and they had me playing Flappy Bird.
Oh.
And it was, I just downloaded like an off copy of Flappy Bird because it's gone now. And I sat down, and I haven't played this app since it was an app in the App Store. So I sat down, and they were like, "Oh, just like get to like 5 or something and then stop." So I don't even get to 1. Like I hit the first pipe and it breaks, and I'm just like, I can't do this anymore.
Your production, Advanced Studio production was it was called Game On, and basically, didn't you do like little games like Try Not to Laugh challenge, rank the best cookie, something like that? So I mean, it was a very funny package that your group had created. I'm not gonna lie. I thought Tony was pretty good in that as well, and Christian.
Okay, do you remember the off brands of Flappy Bird? They're out on the App Store the entire time. I remember I bought like at least 3 of them. There was one of them that my older brother got. It was called Fratty Bird. Fratty Bird. So every single time that you would press, like, you know how like you would do Flappy Bird, you would just press on the screen to make them jump.
Yeah.
Literally, it burped every single time that you went up. So like, it was so funny.
Like you're getting
Well, that's what happens when you drink so much.
Burp, then you should seriously consider seeing a doctor.
Well, it's the frat bro version. Why did they take down Flappy Bird? Wasn't it because he was getting death threats, the creator?
Yeah, that's exactly what
and
it
my
was.
friend, this came out, when did it come out? In like 2015, 2016, something like that?
It was
No, it was middle school. It was like middle school. And I remember my friend still probably has Flappy Bird on her phone. And she's like, "Oh, I'm getting a new phone, but I'm going to keep Flappy Bird on this phone because I swear this phone's going to sell for thousands of dollars because someone's going to want this stupid Flappy Bird app." And I was just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I do miss that Flappy Bird app.
I do miss it. And at first I was a little taken aback that this made the list, but I guess it's not that these are pointless apps. We preface this as being strange apps. So I guess to an extent, yes, Flappy Bird, and even that was a different time. It was all very strange.
That was also the time of Vine, and Vine was big in 2014.
Oh my gosh, I miss Vine.
I miss Vine. All right,
they're working on a Vine too, but anyways,
that's a whole thing. So you have one more app left, correct?
I have one more. Yes, this is my favorite one. This one is called Send Me to Heaven. I don't really like the name, but if you were to guess kind of what this game was, what do you think it would be?
I would say it's like a Bible app. Oh, I'm so sorry to cut you off, Chris, but I would guess it's
Bible app.
Like something of like, if you like, it'll send you to heaven. Like it'll make sure you get into heaven, something like that.
So like something like to keep track of like the good that you've done.
Maybe, or if you just like be like, hey, what can I do to get into heaven? I imagine it being a poorly made, super like Christian app or something like that. That's my first thought. Chris, what do you think?
Okay, I'm thinking is that you take a picture of yourself, and then that photo they put wings on, and then fly the picture up to heaven.
That's not bad.
That's not bad. Okay, this is and Leah, you could attest to that. I said that. I literally said this. You would hire a hitman to go and kill someone.
Oh, it'll send a hitman. It tracks your location.
Send a hitman to go and kill someone.
Well, if it sends you to heaven, what is the app called? Send Me to Heaven?
Send Me to Heaven, yeah.
So, I mean, it would probably have a location thing to track your location and have the hitman kill you.
There's location thing in there. But basically, you guys were way off. But
really? Well, then those are three great app ideas for any developers out there.
And
free ideas. We're not even charging.
Oh yeah, free of charge. But I think I remember seeing this on the App Store when it was out. Like, this was a while ago, but basically, this app records how high you throw your phone and places you on a global leaderboard for the highest throws.
That sounds like a very dumb idea. Sorry, go on. Keep going.
Presumably, there are hundreds of scores which could not be logged because of the sheer distance the phones were launched.
Okay, hold on. Catcher, laugh it out, and then explain. I want to hear this.
So basically, presumably, there are hundreds of scores which could not be logged because of the sheer distance the phones were launched before landing on an unforgiving surface. It was removed by the App Store, but remains unfathomably available on Android devices.
That's a very dumb idea.
So it got removed because too many people smashed their phones?
You could throw it really high in the air, have it come down and smash the ground, and then your phone is broken. So of course they can't record the information because the phone broke when it hit the ground.
True. Wow.
Maybe like throw it on a trampoline. I honestly think I might have had this app and tried it out once, but I'm like 50-50 on that.
Yeah, wow. That's crazy. I thought an app that I thought was going to make this list was the Episodes app. Do you guys know what Episodes is?
The Episodes
app? I remember that vaguely. What was it?
It was, I've never downloaded it, but I've seen it a lot, and I know a lot of like YouTubers and people have talked about it, but it's like one of those apps that's almost like a picture book thing of like choosing people's decisions, and it's like a lot of the situations are like you're in high school and like Chad wants to kiss you. Do you kiss him or do you slap him in the face? And it's like a lot of like just like it's those kind of things. That I would say is a strange app.
Honorable mention as well. Episode you made an honorable mention.
Yeah, I would make Episodes an honorable mention.
Do you remember how many ads were out on like either YouTube or if you went on Instagram, and they will be all over the place for that app?
Yeah, that's where I would always see. There's so many ads for it. I don't know why I was the target demographic. But...
I think everyone was the target demographic.
Exactly, yeah.
Why was it our target? It makes no sense. We were in high school. That'll be good for someone that's like, I don't know, someone in middle school or someone like that's in like a tween, like 6th grade. Yeah. Not ours.
We're living Episodes. I don't know why it was targeted at us.
Literally. So I have a question for all of you now. Since you have heard all of the 18 apps that I mentioned, what is your favorite app on this list? And then what is your favorite app that is not on this list that is either really good or like really bad, or like, you know, what's your favorite on the list and then favorite bad one off the list?
Huh, that's a good question. There were a ton of great ones on the list. I think one of my favorites is the hair trimmer buzzer. What's that? What was that?
That would be a good prank.
That one was called Electric Shaver.
Yeah, the electric shaver, like the razor prank. That one, I think that's a great prank. I mean, if you're like, that sounds like a prank for like an Instagram comedian. Like, you know those Instagram comedy videos that are just like usually like...
I mean, I've seen people do that with their phones.
Those people who are like used to be like Viners or something, and now they're just not funny and making bad videos on Instagram or like TikTok. It seems like something that they would do.
Way to call them out, Gavin.
No, Instagram comedy. That's a thing, man. They're not that great. I'm not saying. I mean, they're doing it. Good for them. But Chris, what about you?
So yeah, Chris.
I really like the flashlight one where the sole purpose is to steal your information.
It's not old, like it'll steal old people's data, which is sad. They like don't know better. Like it's taking advantage of the elderly.
Although I'm surprised that there's an app that is not on this list that I used to have. Honestly, this entire list reminds me of my phone from 10 years ago. Because I probably had 10 pages of apps, just useless, crappy apps. And one of them that I had was a claw machine, and it was just a claw machine.
Oh,
so you'd like play it and
I feel like
pick
I
up
definitely had something like that. Yeah. I want to
didn't make the list.
Remember when Doodle Jump was like the thing and like
I was about to say don't mention those apps. I was just thinking about those two apps specifically because I was like, I want to do an episode where we talk about a lot of throwback apps like that where we all have. So I don't even want to get into that because I would love to talk about those.
And edit it out, but
well, teaser.
True.
Our teaser.
Little
Teaser,
teaser.
guys. Riley, what is your favorite app that we listed on this list, and then favorite app, horrible app that is not on the list?
I think my favorite one that we went through was definitely the what was the name of it? The Heaven one.
Send me that.
Yeah, Send Me to Heaven. That one was ridiculously stupid. Why the hell would someone buy something like that?
I mean, I think the creator did it just to get people to destroy their phones. Like, it's like chaotic.
Yeah.
That's so chaotic.
Have Apple give refunds or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Released
But
the app and then sold a bunch of stock, bought a bunch of stock.
Oh my god. But yeah, I think I remember there's one app that I remember that was completely stupid, that was along the lines of I am the rich app, and I believe it was something like, it was some soccer game, and it was very poor graphics, and it wasn't good, but you know what I'm talking about, right? But yeah, I remember when I saw that, I'm like, why the hell would someone buy this? And I remember seeing a video on it. I'm like, this is completely pointless. Like, it's high up graphics, is this, is that, and they still do updates on it too, and it makes no sense.
Do you remember when the World Cup, I forget which World Cup this was, but it was a World Cup that was going on. And you know those, was it the World Cup in either Africa or Rio? But they had like the horns, like the vuvuzelas or whatever they're called. And they had an app for that. And that was like the most downloaded app of that summer, because people would have it on their phones, of the annoying horns, and you wouldn't stop hearing them because everyone had an app of those horns.
I'm pretty sure.
The air horns?
That was
like that.
No.
No.
It was
It was like a plastic horn.
Yeah.
It was literally a plastic horn that they would play in the middle of a soccer match, and it was all over the place. This was in 2010. This is in 2010 in South Africa, when they held the World Cup in South Africa. That was crazy. I remember they brought them to swim meets. They brought them to any other sporting meet, and it used to be huge. I remember that like the back of my head.
That's so
annoying. God, those took over that summer.
Oh my god, that was nuts.
So I would say, I think my favorite app listed is the same as Reilly's, Send Me to Heaven. I think I would call it, though, maybe like iFly, because, you're throwing your phone up in the air.
I do like the Send Me to Heaven name. Like, I once you said like that, I was like, it makes sense, and like, I get it.
Yeah. But I just thought that one was too funny. I also really thought the poop log one was very funny.
Yes, the poop
but
log
I'm very immature like that. I do have to say, like, I don't think I have like a favorite worst app that I've had. I think my favorite app that I have ever had was it was like this coin dozer game. It's literally called Coin Dozer, and basically it's like, you drop a coin and you get like prizes, and I was like extremely addicted to that app at one point.
I think I had that too.
Yeah, that was like I don't remember any bad apps, so that was definitely my favorite one.
Yeah, I think I have that one. It was a banger.
Yeah, so those were, honestly, though. But, I mean, thanks, guys, for, listening to this. And, Reilly, thank you for coming on this podcast so last notice. But, hey, it's really nice to have you, and hopefully we'll have you in the future.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah,
thanks for allowing me to come on.
Yeah.
For sure. I guess this is the outro now. Thank you guys so much for listening. Again, like Leah said, Reilly, thank you for being here. This was great. I loved there's so many apps on the App Store. We'll definitely have to do other episodes talking about apps. There's so many strange things. So, Leah, where can people listening find us on social media if they want to interact with us or hear more?
So, guys, if you want to interact with us or hear more, make sure to follow us on Instagram at This Strange World Podcast. Like us, DM us, give us ideas. Make sure also to hit that like and follow button on Facebook. We would love to hear your suggestions for future podcasts. And yeah, so be sure to check us out.
Yeah, like us.
To smash that like button.
Smash that like button.
That like button.
Wherever you get your podcasts or you're listening to us from, please follow, download more, listen to more episodes. We got tons more talking about weird things. Our last episode was Shark Tank pitches. If you're interested in that, check that out. Be on the lookout.
No, wasn't.
Yeah, no. The last episode was that was the last episode, Chris.
Oh,
yeah.
We may or may not be recording out of order. But be on the lookout for the
We had our friends.
Be on the lookout for the next episode that we maybe already recorded, Chris.
Whoops.
Anyway, guys, this has been The Strange World. I'm Gavin.
I'm Leah.
And I'm Chris. Thanks for listening.
And here's Reilly.
And Reilly.
See you
Oh,
guys.
yeah, right.
All right, bye. Maybe we'll come up with an ending next time. Do. This is the sources part. Do you guys like that? You like the little do-do-do's? I was gonna do something, but I was like, it's probably copyrighted. So that's what we came up with. This is the sources part of the show because we didn't make any of these apps, but some people probably did or found them from somewhere. So Leah, tell us about where you found all of this incredible apps from. This information.
Yeah, the first one was from shortlist.com and it was called Remembering the Hilariously Rubber-ish app from the early iPhone. The next one was from indie100.com named the top 10 worst apps of all time. The next one is from entrepreneur.com, 5 of the dumbest apps ever made. The next one, I can't find the name of the website, but if you look up the title or the name of the article, 8 utterly useless apps you can have fun with, then that's the source. And the last one is from insider.com, 17 ridiculous apps we can't believe exist. And that's all.
Wow, really riveting. Final thoughts?
This was a really fun podcast.
This was a good one. A lot of laughs. This might be the most we've laughed so far.
Honestly, and Gavin was like, Gavin, you were just laughing. You had the jokes, man. Honestly.
Thank you.
I was kind of surprised how funny some dry humor was.
Well, if you're gonna laugh, then I want Reilly on every podcast. If he's gonna be the one laughing. All right. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.